CBS LA. Live from the Broadcast Center in Los Angeles, this is KCAL 9 News at 9.
It's the calm between the storms right now. Pretty quiet out there, but the next wave of nasty weather is already taking shape. Breaking news right now, evacuation orders have just been issued for the Woolsey fire burn area because of mudslide fears. These will go into effect tomorrow morning. Specific properties in the following areas will receive door knock notifications tomorrow. And you see them on screen. They include Corral Canyon, El Nido, Escondido, Old Chimney, Escondido Drive, Latigo Canyon, Malibu West, Trancas Canyon, Malibu Lake, all of Ramirez Canyon Road and adjacent areas. Paradise Cove, Mobile Home Cove, and Restaurant are in that area as well. Welcome back, everybody. I'm Juan Fernandez. Sharon Tay has the night off tonight. Well, rain and snow, we're seeing all of it in a string of back-to-back storms. On the Orange County side of the Holy Fire, they're waiting for the next big rainfall. Trabuco Canyon only received a half-inch so far. They're hoping there's not a repeat of last month's mud and debris flow, which covered Trabuco Canyon Road. Right now, there's a voluntary evacuation.
That's not good. That worries me. I have a lot of friends that live down in the canyon, so that's very scary. Hopefully it doesn't happen.
Crews are keeping a close eye on that tonight. Mandatory evacuations are also posted tonight from Glen Ivy all the way to Lake Elsinore in the Inland Empire. Here's the snowy side of the storm. This is the Grapevine from the north side in Bakersfield. The snow came down hard, covering cars and trucks on the road as traffic moves slowly with the freeway shut down. For a check on what's happening out there right now and when the next wave of rough weather is making its way, let's check back in now with meteorologist Evelyn Taft. Evelyn?
Juan, we are getting a look right now at radar, and you will see rain and snow currently in the forecast, but things are really calmer compared to where we were earlier, but definitely calm compared to where we're going tomorrow. You'll see a few leftover showers over the high desert and parts of the Inland Empire, and a little bit of snow as well over Wrightwood and over Arrowhead, but overall we are drying out compared to where we were, and again, we are dry compared to where we're going. We're going to show you exactly where we're going rain-wise. Really, though, we are expecting quite a bit of rain to move through tomorrow. We've got two more sort of pulses that are moving through. This next one, we're expecting very heavy rain and mountain snow, flash flooding an issue. We've got flash flood watches already going up. So we're going to have all the details in just a little bit. But for now, Juan, back to you.
All right, Evelyn, thank you. And you can track the rain as it moves into your neighborhood with our weather app. It's free for Apple and Android users. And there's even more information at kcal9.com/weather, on-demand weather briefs, updated videos from our weather team all day long, and our comprehensive weather page has animated radar, local forecasts for your zip code, videos, and a whole lot more. Stunning details tonight about the chilling confession of a man charged with kidnapping Jamie Kloss and killing her parents. Jake Patterson appeared in a Wisconsin court by video today, and KCAL 9's Jamie Yukas shows us what happened.
With 2 counts of first-degree intentional homicide.
21-year-old Jake Patterson briefly appeared in a Barron County, Wisconsin courtroom via video link, charged with 2 counts of murder, burglary, and the kidnapping of 13-year-old Jamie Kloss. The most extensive details of the 88-day saga were revealed through investigative interviews with Jamie Kloss and Jake Patterson and laid out in the criminal complaint. On October 15th, Patterson shot Jamie's father, James, in the head with a 12-gauge shotgun through the front door of the Klosses' home in the middle of the night. Jamie told officials she and her mother, Denise, were hiding in the bathroom, where Patterson eventually found them. Jamie was in a bear hug with her mother, who was on the phone with 911. Patterson allegedly told Denise to hang up, forced her to tape Jamie's hands, and then shot her. He placed Jamie in the trunk of his car. Kloss said she heard sirens drive by a short time after Patterson began driving. Jamie vanished without a trace. Today, the complaint answered how Patterson targeted her. Patterson told authorities he saw Jamie getting on the school bus at her Barron, Wisconsin home after he quit his job at a local cheese shop. He allegedly told police he picked her as the girl he was going to take. He spent weeks planning the kidnapping. He stated he drove by her house twice to try and kidnap her. He shaved his head and showered to prevent leaving DNA. The community searched for nearly 3 months, not knowing Jamie was just 60 miles away. The complaint describes how Patterson kept her secret. The complaint says Jamie was forced to hide under Patterson's bed. He used storage bins full of weights to keep her boxed in and threatened bad things would happen if she tried to escape. But that's exactly what she did on Thursday. After Patterson left the home, Jamie pushed her way out, put on a pair of shoes on the wrong feet, and left the house.
I have a young lady at my house right now, and she says her name is Jamie Kloss.
She was taken to a nearby home where they called 911.
A neighbor just walked up with her to our house and asked us to call 911.
That neighbor was Jeannie Nutter, who stumbled across Jamie.
She said, "He killed my parents. I want to go home. Help me."
11 minutes after the 911 call was made, police pulled over Patterson's vehicle, which, according to the report, he told them, "I know what this is about. I did it." Richard Jones and Charles Glenn are Patterson's defense attorneys.
When you have something like this where there is a confession within the criminal complaint, how does it impact the case?
Well, you have to look at it differently. Obviously, it's not there's not much speculation in there, according to the criminal complaint drafted by a very good district attorney, right? But then you have to still investigate. You have to still look at it. You have to give options to your client.
Jamie Yukas, KCAL 9 News.
Relatives of an American held in Russia are demanding answers from the Kremlin. Paul Whelan is accused of being a spy. His family denies it, saying Whelan was in Russia to attend a wedding. Whelan's relatives say the U.S. and 3 other countries tried to arrange consular visits to Whelan in jail, but Russia hasn't allowed that yet. No diplomat or attorney has visited Whelan since January 2nd. Well, back here, President Trump insists he has never worked for Russia. The comments came after reports raised new questions about the president's public support for Vladimir Putin. Jim Acosta has more.
President Trump's response to the question as to whether he has been working on behalf of Russia can be summed up in one word: yet.
I never worked for Russia. Not only did I never work for Russia, I think it's a disgrace that you even asked that question, because it's a whole big fat hoax. It's just a hoax.
The president pushed back on a series of hair-raising reports on the Russia investigation. Both the New York Times and CNN reported that FBI agents launched an inquiry into the president's decision to fire the Bureau's director, James Comey, in 2017 to find out whether Mr. Trump had done so to directly benefit the Russian government. The president still defends that decision.
I guess they started it because I fired Comey, which was a great thing I did for our country. So the people doing that investigation were people that have been caught that are known scoundrels. I guess you could say they're dirty cops.
The president initially justified the Comey firing by saying he had an axe to grind with the Russia probe.
When I decided to just do it, I said to myself, I said, you know, this Russia thing with Trump and Russia is a made-up story.
Over this past weekend, the president didn't give a direct answer when he was asked whether he was working on behalf of the Russians.
Are you now, or have you ever worked for Russia, Mr. President?
I think it's the most insulting thing I've ever been asked. I think it's the most insulting article I've ever had written. And if you read the article, you'd see that they found absolutely nothing.
The White House is also scrambling for answers after the Washington Post reported Mr. Trump tried to conceal his private meetings with Russian President Vladimir Putin by taking notes from an interpreter and instructing that person to stay quiet after one face-to-face encounter at a summit in Germany in 2017. Aides to the president say he was just worried about leaks.
Well, the president at that time in 2017 was suffering from a great number of leaks. We're always concerned about leaks, obviously, particularly national security leaks.
Democrats are seizing on the new revelation, saying they may explain why the president seems eager to accept Putin's denials that Moscow interfered in the 2016 election, like he did in Helsinki last year.
I have great confidence in my intelligence people, but I will tell you that President Putin was extremely strong and powerful in his denial today. I have President Putin. He just said it's not Russia. I will say this, I don't see any reason why it would be.
Hillary Clinton, Democrats say, may have been onto something after all.
Well, that's because he'd rather have a puppet as president of the United States.
No puppet.
And it's pretty clear.
You're the puppet.
It's pretty clear you won't admit
No, you're
that the Russians.
The president is also digging in his heels on whether to reopen the government, still insisting on his border wall. though he seemed to rule out declaring a national emergency to force the military to build it.
I'm not looking to call a national emergency. This is so simple, you shouldn't have to.
New polls continue to show the public blames the president more so than Democrats for the shutdown. That's not how the president laid it out when he spoke to a group of farmers in New Orleans.
The government remains shut down for one reason and one reason only. The Democrats will not fund border security.
That was Jim Acosta reporting. Now, the president also downplayed the Washington Post report that he concealed details of multiple meetings with Russian President Vladimir Putin, saying those meetings were successful. Well, on thin ice, the race against time to save a youngster who fell through an icy pond. The amazing amount of time it took to get him to safety ahead. And jackpot, the wife of a furloughed government worker hits it big. The one splurge they plan on making. Ahead on KCAL 9 News at 9. Evelyn?
And we're getting a look outside right now. The calm before the next storm. I'll have your full forecast ahead.